Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. So, we're in this war with China, which is going to end very soon. But, while we're waiting for it to, I figure I should introduce you to a journal entry which has appeared. The Indian Home Rule journal entry. So, across the Dominion of India, national consciousness is rising amongst the native Indian population. Native Indians educated in British schools and employed by the colonial government have begun to agitate for equal status within the imperial institutions. Greater economic opportunity have begun to advocate for equal status within imperial institutions, greater economic opportunity, and the eventual establishment of home rule for all of India. Whilst this journal entry is active, we have the opportunity to petition Great Britain for greater autonomy and other local reforms. The chance that these petitions will be accepted is dependent upon the status of the progress bar. So, we have this request government reform button here. We have a nationalist movement, which is the Indian National Movement, with greater than 10% support, which we do. It's got 16% support. And if we haven't done this in the last 5 years, the progress bar needs to be greater than 5%. So, we're getting 0.9 average monthly progress, -1 from aggressive suzerain government, and +1 from suzerain relations with subject. That's our relations with Great Britain. When we hit this button, they'll get an event called the Indian Administration Requests Government Reform. So that'll be interesting. We'll see kind of how that goes. This will complete if we have voting in elections and we've completed elected bureaucrats, and any South Asian heritage culture has a base acceptance of 60 or above. If completed, Great Britain will grant India home rule, which triggers an event called the Indian Home Rule Act, and this is our path to doing that. I don't genuinely. Ceylonese anarchist revolt based. Wow, and it's the whole country. You get 'em, Ceylonese anarchist revolt. Alright, so. Danish anarchist revolt as well. I don't have any ability to influence that, but it is fun. Let's get going here. So this war is going to end very, very soon. And then Britain will get what they want to get, and we'll see how things go. Alright, so. Finances are doing well. So if we unpause construction, finances should still be doing well. They're not doing as well. But that's okay. This is not that much debt. We're only paying 6% interest each thing. So, not this one. This one. So this will fail if at least one of the following. We have seceding countries breaking away. The Indian National Movement has activism greater than 50%. Or, actually, we have a civil war progress. Oh, so this isn't so good. We need to actually suppress this because, I didn't realize. Put a suppression decree in there. That was a mistake. I should have pushed this guy out of here when I had the chance. But we can hold on. We can take advantage of this. So what does this movement want? They want, they do want multiculturalism. I might be able to get away with that. So let me see. Can I go to multiculturalism right now? I can. 17% success chance. The Riots and the trade unions will be very mad. But if I pull the civil servants into the government, which I might be able to do. Yes, okay, here we go. We're going to do this. Will the Hindu priesthood support multiculturalism? I don't think so. Alright, so confirm that. We'll hit the multiculturalism button. We got 26% success. This should drive down the activism of the Indian National Movement, and indeed it has. Alright, beautiful. So that's what we want. This has made a lot of our movements really salty. Particularly the trade unions. That's really quite curious. Because the trade unions used to support multiculturalism once upon a time. But I guess they really liked cultural exclusion. Now, Gotta make sure this doesn't become a revolutionary movement, because then I'll lose the Indian Home Rule event. But we are getting progress here. From reformist subject government. Oh, interesting. So yes, so now that we've got the civil servants in the government, we're getting progress on this. That's very good. Now this path might make us free, but I don't know. I don't know. My understanding is home rule meant, you know, home rule, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about it. Anyway, if we can keep the Indian national movement from continuing to get larger, that should be fine. A little bit of appeasement will go a long way. It's going to make the government of India a little salty, and they're going to be even less happy when we time out their segregation thing, but they'll still be at +2, so they won't coup us. That's the thing we need to avoid. That's the thing that's going to cause a real problem. Thanks to bureaucracy and authority. That's nice of them. So, having finished my war, I think it's time to kick off another. I can definitely steal Selangor and Perak now, without anyone getting involved. Yeah, because I think the French can't get involved at this stage. Again, Siam might, but I'm not worried about that. And China will not. Alright, let's do it. You're coming with me. Alright, we'll just close out the 5th East India Army. And we're just going to put the Bombay Army on the front here. I got 2 fronts. Unreasonable. Fine, I'll put the Khalsa Army on the other. We'll force them to fight a 2-front war. That's right, that's what we want to do. We're still paying a significant amount in government expenses right now. But I think building on credit's going to be worth it. We're building up, wow. Do we have a... some manner of event causing problems? It's not, oh, East Bengal. It's not devastation. I don't know what it is. Where are you coming from? Reduced construction efficiency? Trade unions being mad. That's what happened. Alright, fair enough. Alright, so for institutions, we still don't have enough bureaucracy to actually increase them, but we will going forward. So let's get that done. India was not did not achieve home rule in a day. Alright, everything's looking good with our diplomatic play so far. Great Britain's trying to grab the chunk of Kandahar. They don't need my support. Russia sides with Kandahar. Okay. Great Britain, what will you give me? Piles of cash. I don't need piles of cash. War goals. I could grab Bampur. Oh, that's Alaska. I'm like, what's the Russian-American company? No, that's Alaska, I'm almost certain. Venezuela. Mexico? Mexico is a puppet of the Russians. That's bananas. If I steal Bampur, 7.5 infamy. No, I don't want to get involved in that. I don't need it. I'm happy continuing to conquer bits of Southeast Asia. I'm hydrated. I'm moisturized. I'm doing my own thing. Discord within the Zamindars. An influential faction within the Zamindars has grown frustrated with their co-members' neutrality on the topic of multiculturalism. Themselves in favor of the law, they've now resolved to form a separate political faction intent on passing it. How can you stand idly by and watch the world pass before your eyes? Have you no sense of honor, of duty to your fellow man? I say nay to such lack of ambition, and I dare say I am not alone in this. With their support, the bill shall pass, 15% enactment chance, weaker Zamindars. Or the civil servants extend an open hand to these mavericks, 10% stronger civil servants, 15% weaker Zamindars, increased enactment chance by 10%. I don't necessarily want to strengthen the civil servants too much here, so I'm going to say with their support, the bill shall pass. Not that the civil servants are overwhelmingly strong in this situation, it's just one of those things. Great Britain, you can beat Russia, right? You don't need our help on this thing? Transfer Oman. Nice. Well, they'll let us know if they need our help. Ooh, Genicol. Excellent. That means... it's not here. It's in buildings. Yeah, Genicol. It's a training production method for our naval bases. Ooh, and now we've got modern nursing spreading. Wonderful. So this war should be over very soon. Oh, these guys are on defense. They should be on advance. In fact, let me double check that all my armies are on advance, and they are. So they should be just fine. There's Perak dealt with. Now, Selangor. Conqueror, who's going to step in? Dainam, maybe. Bali, maybe. Cambodia, maybe. France, no. China, no. Siam, maybe. Bulingen, maybe. Let's do it. As long as they don't have any problematic diplomacy I need to worry about. Alliance with Bulingen, defensive pact with Bali. Yeah, we'll do it. I don't think France can step in, actually, in this situation. Because we've got a truce with them. Alright, and we'll just send the Bombay army. 5th East India Army can be completely reduced. Alright, and that's going to get us where we need to go. Indian National Movement is not continuing to increase in strength. Alright, so that's good. We're getting where we want to be. Indian Home Rule, we're continuing to increase in progress. Aggressive suzerain government. I wonder if that's because of infamy? Yeah, it's infamy. It's because they got a lot of infamy. They're going buck wild over there. Have fun storming Russia. Alright. Meanwhile, we are continuing to build up this government action. Ooh, we lost a general. So go to what they are. As long as none of our armies has only one general, I think we'll be fine. I'm not too worried about that. We can spare one guy. As long as we've got a spare general, it'll be fine. Alright, so we got some success chance last time. Hopefully we'll get... Herbert's enforcing military access. Okay. Oh my goodness. We have a front. So, does that put us in this war? Yes, it does. Alright. Alright. Well, that's fine. Time to get into it. Excellent. We're in consideration with multiculturalism. That's wonderful. Alright, and we are moving forward with the Khalsa army. In fact, we've just kicked off a battle and are now taking territory. Wonderful. No Russians here yet. Britain has abandoned this front. All play and no work. General Madukar Pateria's personal habits are starting to get in the way of his role as a general. Madukar Pateria smiles at the officer, exultantly, avidly. His eyes have obviously seen better days. Carefully recumbent on his leather armchair, his voice comes out as rubbery as the material. It's a stressful job. You know. No need to make it even more stressful. Let me see. He's a sovereignist, aligned with the Bajulaks. He's quite a good commander. He's a mountain combat expert. And he's meticulous. He's also very old. Fire. Let me see. Let me just make sure I haven't goofed an army that I need to keep going. Huh. Seems we're doing just fine. Alright, so Kandahar is nearly... Kandahar is thoroughly occupied at this point. In fact, we're just storming our way across Kandahar. There's Selangor sorting itself out. That should... No one should be getting involved in that. Alright, and now we're marching forward against Russia. We're getting huge. We're in the process of a huge invasion of Russia. There's Selangor sorted. This army can be reduced. And this army, the Bombay army, is on its way to not the front that it should be. Alright, and we're nearly... Alright, and all our units are on their way to the main front in the Caucasus. Kandahar is fully occupied at this point, so all we'll be fighting for soon is the humiliation of Russia and the transfer of Oman. Naval invasion is happening. Britain is fighting Russia's Baltic fleet over there. And we should be getting increased liberty desire now from having our war thing enforced, right? From having military access enforced. There we go. How are we on tech? Very close to mutual funds. That'll be nice. Maybe we'll do commercialized agriculture here just to make the government of India happier. Because that's for sure something those dorks love. They love it when the companies own the farms. Alright. Mutual funds. That should improve our economy a little bit by giving us extra... Hey! We're in adoption for multiculturalism already. This is excellent! Oh, I'm so hype. I'm so hype. The Bajulaks are wasting a lot of money, but, we're hype. We're hype as heck. Boy, this is a very silly front line. If this were Hearts of Iron 4, this would make sense. We're trying to do an encirclement in the North Caucasus, but for now, it's looking very silly. Alright, so now Russia's got proper units over here. I could still mobilize the Bengal army, but I don't know to what extent... does Russia have war support protection? That's my question. They do not. Alright, so I don't need to mobilize the Bengali army. Oh my gosh. Oman is in the middle of a modernist revolt. How very silly. So we've got all of Oman, but they're also in the middle of their own thing. A peasant revolt in Patnavi. Patna, I assume you can take care of this? If you don't, let me know. Or if you can't, let me know, I should say. Again, we have a little encirclement here. I'm not really sure what the situation with that is. We've certainly got a lot of Russian troops encircled, but this isn't Hearts of Iron 4, so I don't actually know how valuable that is. That said, I guess we're keeping them off the main front line, and that's good, I guess. Russia's winning in a battle over here in Dagestan, which I'm not super happy about. We're winning in a battle here to get into the North Caucasus. This is a very weird setup here, and of course there's a front line on cars, which the British are winning. All right, and there, that's sorted out. So hopefully we'll be able to get the Fars North Caucasus front sorted soon. This is making me a little nervous. I'm not sure why we didn't end up taking the North Caucasus, but we didn't. Force comparison here is still rock solid. Come on, multiculturalism. Gundy customers not wanted, a stall event. Some shopkeepers have expressed opposition to the equal treatment of Gundy people under the multiculturalism law, announcing that they will refuse them service. It is easy for these politicians to draft their plans for equality and brotherhood, but I have a business to run. If I start letting in the Gundy, I'll lose half my customers. They're not bigots, you see, just good English people who are used to things being done a certain way around here. We'll keep doing things that way. Such discrimination is unacceptable. 10% of English shopkeepers in India become more radical, minus 10% enactment chance. Or they can do what they wish with their own businesses, minus 20% enactment chance. 5% of Gundy pops become more radical. I'm going to go with the first one. The population of English shopkeepers in India is vanishingly small. I bet these numbers don't even change. 10.2 million, 4.68 million. Okay, so it all right. So it changed by like 40,000, but basically it didn't change. It's basically the same. Winning over here, winning over here. 73% occupation here, so this is all right. Beautiful. We've got full occupation. Occupation has been achieved. Oh my gosh, did I get to the end of my construction queue? I did. Oh, heck yes. Alright, so what does that do to my bureaucracy situation? It doesn't even get close to solving it, to be completely honest. It's nowhere near solved. But, you know, it's getting there. Alright, so, and we've got a pile of bureaucracy to play with now. So let's go ahead and increase education. Education and law enforcement. It's going to be about it's 1,600 for each, so if you multiply that by 4, that's 6,400, and that's about as much as we've got. I'm going to build up a bunch more in Bihar at this point. We'll just do the same thing we've been doing. 1, 2, 3, 4 levels of railways. And then what was I doing? 20? So this is, each level of this provides 15 taxation capacity, so 20 of these is 300 taxation capacity. It's nowhere near enough to actually completely block out the problem, but it's a good start. Alright, so what does that do to our financial situation with the construction queue? Not bad. Okay, so this is very slowly improving our financial standing. Because this is better. And this will be even better after the war. And most of this is because we're not paying the bureaucrats properly, but I'm sure they're getting multiculturalism out of this, so I'm sure they'll be pleased. I'm sure they'll be pleased and happy and just fine. Anyway, we're slowly chipping away at Russia's war support. Britain has much more war support than we do. How much of the damage are we taking on this side? There we go, that's dealt with. You know, not that much. A modest amount. Yeah, actually, we're doing really well in this war. I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased. We've taken a chunk of Russia. Russia will almost assuredly... Beautiful. Maldives... I am loyal to my overlords. Now what is this? This is... Kandahar is going after Herat. Alright, beautiful. No supporting countries. Great Britain doesn't want to get involved. Hey, there's sorting machines. That affects me a lot. So, Herat. What if I what if I could slice some bits off of... Is Baluchistan's not a divided state? No, it is. It's just divided with Makran and the Omani revolt. Alright, so... this would be rude. A slavery ban would be fun. But, ultimately, you can't really get anything I need. I'm fine with there being an Afghanistan over here. Especially if it's a British-ruled Afghanistan, which Kandahar will be. So that's fine. Truce to States Proletarian Revolt. It's just fine. Let me go ahead and reset production methods here. Power block statue. Remember what power block statues do? They reduce decree cost. Alright, well that's fine. I don't necessarily need any of that. So, now that we're holding Malaya, there's still a bit of Malaya that's part of Siam. Siam is still pretty high in liberty desire overall. They're entangled with us economically. And they're getting independence support from someone. From the Netherlands. You know what? I'm going to declare some interests. I haven't been declaring interests because I haven't been independent, but let's throw some interests around. I can do stuff. I'm a country. Let me see. Oh, definitely Central Asia. Should I? I'll do just Zanj. And that'll be fine. That'll be fine for now. Come on, multiculturalism. Come on, Daddy needs a new pair of rights. This is going a lot slower than I want. Peasant revolts in Persia. That's exciting. Not that I can do anything about it. Rousing speech captivates the public. This afternoon, Lalmani Opreti, leader of the civil servants, delivered a fiery speech advocating for the enactment of multiculturalism. Making an appearance before the public in Kolkata's main square, Lalmani Opreti's powerful rhetoric left even his most embittered political opponents impressed. Excerpts from the speech are already being circulated across the Dominion of India, fanning the fires of an already roaring debate. This should ease the path to reform greatly, increase the success chance, where performances like these reflect well on Opreti and his cause. I'm going to go with the first one. I'm just going to get as much enactment chance as I can. I'm at 48%. I'm on the last stage. I got to get there. That's the thing I got to do. I'm not too happy about this number. All my armies should be demobilized at this time. So I shouldn't be paying for a huge pile of things. Gaveti. Who are you trying to get independence from? Oh, Great Britain. Oh, no. God, we are paying so much to Great Britain right now. This is really bananas. Alright. So, Malaya. What do you got going on? What do you got here? First of all, have you got full market access? You certainly do, but it's, you can certainly use more. Oh, no. What you need is subsidies. Gaza wants us to support their independence. From who? Great Britain? No. What are you guys talking about? I am a loyal subject of the British Crown. Industrial barriers. Factories in East Bengal have been reported to be placing Bengali people into roles with incredibly poor working conditions, owing to their status as second-class citizens in the Dominion of India. I know. Us businessmen have a reputation for only caring about the bottom line. That may be true for some, but the way I see it, any venture must be built on a strong foundation of values. The Bengali don't understand those values. How could they? They're our values. This unequal treatment cannot stand. Salty government of India and weaker government of India. Increased cultural majority movement pop attraction. Or they're looking to be given any job at all. Oh, -2 standard of living for Bengali across the entire country. Oh, that's really bad. Reduced cultural majority movement pop attraction. Oh, this is really bad. Okay, so, hold on a second. Has the petition timed out? The petition is not timed out yet. The government of India is very unhappy. I have to do the second one. It's going to be brutal, but it is what it is. I've got to do it. Hopefully that'll get solved with multiculturalism. Wow, that was a big spike in radicals. I hope this doesn't lead to a massive Indian national movement. But we're doing multiculturalism right now, so everyone's. This is going to radically shift the dynamics of the whole country. This is going to radically shift things. It's the middle of 86. This is where the end of the episode would normally be. I think... Boy, that number spiked in a hurry. Especially in East Bengal. Ugh. But I can't afford to piss off the government of India. They're going to overthrow me if I don't do racial segregation. And I'm doing multiculturalism right now. So I need to do something to make them happy. I'm going to go to free trade, is what I'm going to do. But I need to be able to get this done. I'll go a little longer. Ooh, oil in the West Indies. That's fun. How's the Kandahar-Herat affair going? Looks like Kandahar is winning. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Ottoman Empire is improving relations. Well, that's interesting. I hope you're not going to try to prevent me from stealing Iraq like I virtually always do. Hey, Indian Home Rule. Let me finish out multiculturalism first, and then I'll hit the Indian Home Rule button. I don't want to get too silly with this while I'm trying to make something that almost never happens. I got a basically a 50% chance of this, so I'm really optimistic that I can make this happen. I think I'm going to stop building stuff for the time being. Surprised the trade unions are so upset about this. Public address goes awry. What was meant as a routine speech about the merits of multiculturalism by Lal Mani Upreti has quickly devolved into a public relations disaster for the civil servants. Fumbling his way through a series of poorly presented talking points, Lal Mani Upreti's arguments have been viciously and convincingly picked apart by his political opponents. The question on everyone's lips now is merely if this mishap was due to the inherent failings of multiculturalism or can be chalked down to the political incompetence of the civil servants. It's the fault of this poorly thought-through proposal. Oh, they say thought through instead of thought out. Interesting. Thought-through proposal. Lal Mani Upreti must take the blame for this setback. Weaker civil servants. He gets reduced popularity, but slightly reduces the decreased enactment chance. Or scrap the current draft and make a show of a rewrite. Increase enactment chance by 10%. He gets slightly stronger, but reduced popularity. So, speed is of the essence here. So I'm going to go with the third one. This is going to give me one setback, but it's going to get us up to 58%. And it's going to drop our stall chance. He says the next tick is going to be in the middle of February. Gosh, this is going to take forever. I've got a lot of authority reducing my enactment time, but it's just not enough. Alright, so our construction sector... switch the rest of these over to steel frame. I think we've got the ability to at this point. I'm going to leave my my government construction line fallow for the moment while I eat into this interest. This is not going to last that long, but hopefully we'll be able to get down to a nice even zero, and that'll make me feel a lot better about continuing to build up. Plus, my economy is massive. Inefficient agriculture. The government of India has started complaining about the existence of subsistence farms in Quetta, saying that their undeniable inefficiency should be immediately addressed. The fertile soil of our people suffers, relegated to tired and callous hands, too exhausted from manual labor to perform at a decent level, too poor to be able to use more advanced tools that would make them more profitable. This industry is just a useless investment. We should follow their advice. I'm going to have to say we should follow their advice, because I can't afford to piss off the government of India any more than I'm pissing them off already with this multiculturalism business. I can't. I'm going to need to do something for them. Alright, education and law enforcement are up. That's very good. That should reduce the amount of radicals from standard of living decreases that I'm experiencing a significant amount of, particularly in the capital. Oof. This is tough. This is a tough situation. Everybody is mad, but I have to do multiculturalism, or things are going to get much worse. Indian Home Rule bar has continued to increase. We're getting slightly less from Liberty Desire, because our Liberty Desire is going down. Oh, interesting. Our prestige isn't high enough to keep the things we were doing. Interesting. So, hit me with the rankings. I need to be above half, so I need about 200 more. Fleets. Fleets are the way. Fleets are the way for sure. Alright. Let's get... some here. Some here. And then... 2, 3, 4. Alright, that should be sufficient. And those will get built relatively quickly. Finances are getting rougher, but it is what it is. That said, that is all we've got time for this episode. My nerds, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.